The Tattersalls Yearling season kicked off at Park Paddocks with an outstanding edition of the Somerville Sale. It saw records broken across the board, with 2 lots equalling the top price previously reached for this sale of 160,000 guineas. Looking to follow in the footprints of last year's poster boy for the sale, the Royal Ascot winner Havana Hurricane, it was another yearling by the same sire that shared top lot status, when a Havana Grey filly sold for 160,000 guineas. The half-sister to Italian champion 2-year-old colt Windstorm Black, who was also sold at this sale in 2020, will race under the Rabba Bloodstock banner and was consigned by Jenny Norris of Norris Bloodstock on behalf of her owner breeder Alistair Margadale. Alistair, first of all, how pleased were you with that result?
Completely over the moon, because to be honest, she's one of the last from the family. I didn't want to really let her go, so the fact that I was blown completely out of the water was wonderful. And that's thanks to Jenny, and Jenny came up with the idea of this sale as opposed to book 2, and I think it was absolutely the right thing to do.
Physically, she might not have been stacked up with the other horses in book 2, and in fairness, we've sold other members of the family here and done very, very well, so we just thought, you know, why not keep to the same plan, and I hoped that she'd stand out, and she did.
160,000 guineas was the price also paid for the top price colt on the day, a Dark Angel offering from Grangemore Stud. The January-born colt out of Group 1 place listed winner Measure of Magic was one of several high-profile lots secured by High Flyer Bloodstock, alongside owner breeder Phil Cunningham.
We have a little system. Anthony and Richard work the sales, and more often than not I don't get the opportunity to come along, but I have today. Richard sent this one through yesterday. It was his pick of the sale, and yeah, we're delighted to get him.
And did you come in looking for a certain sort, or you had a kind of profile of what you were looking for?
I think we like this sale because obviously they're precocious 2-year-olds, which I think Richard's shown an aptitude to be a bit of a forte for his training style, and rather to get them up and running. And look, I love having runners at Ascot, and that's the dream for us.
We wanted to find sharp, fast colt for Phil and for Richard. She had a really fast mare. We've had a bit of success with Dark Angel. We didn't expect to have to give that much, and Carl Burt really took us on. He's a great judge, and yeah, frustrating to have to go to that much money. We went a little bit over on him, but he was one that Richard and I really wanted. You know, if we could find a summer 2-year-old that's going to be doing something in a black type race, we thought it might be him.
After the stellar first season on the track for tally-ho stallion Starman, it was no surprise to see lot 97, a colt from the same operation, make 145,000 guineas, knocked down to Tom Whitehead of Powerstown Stud. The colt has been bought with a view to returning for the Craven Breeze up sale next year. Another first-season sire whose success on the racecourse has translated to the sales ring is Palace Pier, sire of Lowther winner Royal Fixation and Somerville sales graduate A Bit of Spirit, who won last weekend's Solario Stakes. The Plantation Stud consigned colt by the exciting young sire out of listed winning mare Sweet Gardenia realised a price of 135,000 guineas when selling to Durkin Bloodstock. Plantation Stud were also responsible for the sale of the only yearling in the catalogue by Too Darn Hot, who also reached a price of 135,000 guineas when selling to Phil Cunningham in partnership with Anthony Bromley of High Flyer Bloodstock, who ended the sale as the day's leading buyer.
He's a really good sire, and I've always wanted to buy a Too Darn Hot, but they'd never really stay on my second look list. They're not real sales looking yearlings, but they're race horses. But this horse I felt had a bit of class about him, and I thought he was a great addition, and Richard knew the horse very well because he's friends with the chap who runs Plantation, so he's seen the horse a lot as well. And he was so pleased that I thought the world of this colt as well, and it got 5 stars from us, and we were glad to get him.
Well, that concludes a record-breaking sale here for the Somerville Yearling Sale, and Jason Singh alongside me, head of marketing here at the sales. You must be thrilled with the results today so far.
Yeah, really good sale today, I think. It's a record-breaking sale. We had a record-breaking number of 100 grand lots. We had, just at the end there, had the 10th, which is more than there's ever been before. It's the 5th renewal of the sale, and not only that, we had record average, and I think everybody would be really pleased with how the sale went today.
And I think what came across from the buyers we were talking to and the consigners was the strength in depth throughout all levels of the market today. Is that what you found in your statistics?
Yeah, and it was. It's always interesting to have people moan to you that they're finding it difficult to buy, and that's certainly something that I found wandering around today. So that's been very positive. All the over the last couple of days, consigners seem to be very pleased with the footfall and the number of inspections they were getting. So there was reason to be cautiously optimistic, and I think that's been borne out in the sales today.
And it wasn't a surprise to see some of those purchasers that we're familiar with that have had a great deal of success out of this sale, like High Flyer Bloodstock and Eve Johnson Horton and Phil Cunningham and several others, Amma Racing. Were you pleased with the kind of attendance and the people you saw on the ground here today?
Yeah, 100%. You know, at the end of the day, a sale is the sum of its results. And this sale has seen, from the sale last year, a 9,000 guineas purchase go on and win the Windsor Castle at Royal Ascot. You know, bought by Eve, bought by Anthony Bromley. You know, they've both been very active today. You've seen a bit of Spirit win the Solario on the weekend, Group 3, bought for 75,000 guineas. You know, it just illustrates the value that you can find at all levels of the market. And that results, you know, they're two of 41 group or listed performers from this sale since 2023. You know, it's a sale that's only 4 years old. So they're remarkable statistics, and that's why so many people have come to the sale today.
And Jason, presumably this will be an encouraging marker for the yearling sales fast approaching in October.
Yeah, it's a nice way for us to start our yearling sales season. This is now clearly an established fixture in the European sales calendar. And yeah, next up here in Park Paddocks is the book 1 to 3 of the October yearling sale, and it allows us to be, you know, cautiously optimistic that the market seems to be fairly strong, and so that the yearling sales ahead will correspond.
Best of luck with that, and see you back here in October.
Great, thanks, Gina.